Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm Keith from Heavy Mental Art, and I'm an artist from Sydney, Australia. I recently made a custom deck of playing cards. Each design took 10 plus hours to make, and over 100 hours plus creating all of the designs, and then about over 3 months work. So I'm really happy with how they turned out for my first playing card set. So I wanted to make a series of videos going through my process of making the cards. The idea for these cards was based around the 4 horsemen and the Joker as the devil, as the one controlling everything like a puppet master. These will be up on Kickstarter if you wanted to grab one for yourself. Link will be in the description. So I appreciate any support, or even just sharing the Kickstarter around will help a lot. If you're watching this after the Kickstarter has ended, I may have some available on my website, heavymentaLart.com.au. Link will also be in the description. Today I'll be going through the making of the number cards, the card backing, and the tuck box. For the number cards, I wanted them to have that classic playing card look with the different suit symbols. So I took that idea and I mixed it with the suit designs that I made for the ace cards. I thought it would look good having some of the symbols on the number cards fully black or red, and to create a bit of a pattern with the designs. For each of the cards in the deck, I added symbols in each corner to represent the horseman that card belongs to, and the symbols representing the weapons or the idea of the horseman, like the bow for conquest, sword for war, and the crow for death, and a tentacle plague looking design for the horseman, pestilence, or famine. For designing the actual number cards, I did that mainly in Photoshop. I already had the finished suit symbols that I needed for the number cards used in the previous card designs. It was all just about putting them all together and lining everything up. Designing the number cards was a little bit time consuming, but once I got all these designs finished, I was really happy with how the deck was looking all together. When I was designing them in Photoshop, I used the ruler tool a lot to keep everything aligned and have a bit of a grid. There was 36 designs altogether for the number cards. As I said before, it was a bit time consuming, but once all these were finished, I was really happy with overall how the deck was looking. Onto the card backing. So I'm just starting out in Photoshop, doing a quick digital sketch of what I wanted the card backing to look like. I was close to the finish line at this point. I only had 2 more designs to do, the card backing and the tuck box design. For the card backing design, I wanted it to be a bit of a combination of all the suit symbols and themes from the horseman designs. I took a bit of time working on the digital sketch before moving on to line work because I wanted everything to look the best I could, especially if they're being used for all of the back of the cards. Once I got the digital sketch done, I then brought that into Procreate to get started on the line work. Again, I used the symmetry tool in Procreate to get everything aligned in each corner of the design. The card backing design overall took about 10 plus hours, I would say, from the initial sketch to the final design. This was another really fun design because it was incorporating parts of the actual cards, but also its own unique design as well. Is the full time lapse from Procreate on the iPad. At first I was only going to use the line work as the card backing without any color, but I then decided to add in red, so black and red. So I thought it'd look a bit better with added color for the card backing to make it pop a bit more. Once this design was done, I was really happy with how it was all coming together as a finished deck. Now on to the final card deck design, the tuck box. It was a long process to get to this point. 54 card deck designs plus the card backing. When someone picks up the card deck, the box art is the first thing they see. So I wanted the art to catch people's attention, but also bringing the deck all together with all the designs in a cohesive look. At first I was going to use the card backing design for the box art, but I then decided to use the Joker design as the box art. I feel like that represented the deck better, and it'll also make the box art pop a bit more. I designed this mainly in Photoshop. I already had all the art that I needed, and Photoshop is a lot easier to use with text and fonts. I created this bone style border around the Joker design to be used on the front and back of the card design, and I also incorporated the suit symbols into the bone style border. I thought the title Dealers of Death would fit perfectly with the theme of the cards, because each horseman and the devil deal in death, but also relates to playing cards, like dealing out cards or a card dealer. So once I got the front and back card box design done, I then brought that into a tuck box template that will be used when printing the deck. I added the card suit symbols I made onto the sides of the tuck box. I've always wanted to make my own card deck, and I finally did it. And it would take a lot of work and a lot of dedication, but I knew if I put the time into it, I could make something that I'm really proud of and happy with, but also having that feeling of accomplishment that I finished a project like this. This is part 5 of a 5-part series I made of the curation of all the art for the card deck. I'll put that in a playlist on my YouTube channel if you want to check out the other videos. Here is the finished cover for the tuck box art. Finally, I have completed all the art for the cards. This was quite a long journey. Spent making all the art, at least 100+ hours working on the whole deck, and at least 5 months of work, including working on the Kickstarter campaign for these cards. Probably the biggest project I've worked on for such a small product. I'm really happy and proud of how it all came together and the finished card deck looks. Like I said at the beginning of the video, these will be up on Kickstarter for a limited time. It would mean the world to me if you wanted to support the Kickstarter and pick one up for yourself. So I appreciate any support, or even just sharing the Kickstarter around will help a lot. If you're watching this after the Kickstarter has ended, I may have some available on my website, heavymentalart.com.au. Link will be in the description below as well. It was definitely a challenge working on these cards, but I learned quite a bit, and I can't wait to make some more in the future. And I love seeing how I can apply my art to different things. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thanks so much for watching. Keep on creating. I'll see you in the next video.